Hello friends, today we will discuss about the validity of the Born approximation. In the earlier lecture, I told you that any scattered wave function UR can be represented by this formula. Here the scattered particles are represented in terms of waves because we are considering the wave nature of a particle, and in that whenever there is a incident plane wave, it gets scattered due to this target, and scattered wave is now represented by this wave function UR, and this is the formula that we have already discussed and derived. So in this problem, whenever you want UR, for that you have to solve this integral also, and this integration also contains U at the R dash point. So such problem is very difficult to solve in an exact manner. So naturally we have to apply the some approximation method. And in the last lecture also we have discussed about the Born approximation. What is that Born approximation? In that Born approximation, we assume that scattering is very minimum. It's very minimum. So, no doubt, the incident waves, when scattered by this target, the scattering is very minimum. Let us assume. This is our approximation, that here the incident plane waves get scattered, and which is very minimum. In that case, you can say that UR, the waves is just like incident plane wave EIKZ, because this represents the incident plane wave. This is incident plane wave. Now after scattering, we assume that the scattering effect is very less, and even after scattering it behaves like a plane wave. It behaves just like a plane wave, not exact plane wave, because there may be some distortion, some deviation, okay, but its effect is minimum, and we assume that these waves after scattering also can be considered as an incident plane wave, and it is just like this. In another way, so here it means you are just equal to this, not exactly equal to this. It means you are minus EIKZ, means variation, some scattered wave, incident plane wave, magnitude of this. Suppose I represent by GR, some function, some deviation function, because there is some difference. Some part is deviated, so it is not exactly equal to, but this and this is very minimum. This is very minimum. Means here in Born approximation, we assume that scattering is very minimum, and even after scattering, scattered wave are just like the incident plane wave, and that's why when you get the difference of these two, it is very minimum. So from this point you can say, if you bring this, you are minus EIZ, and I say this is very very minimum, very very less. Okay, in that case what I say, that this part is very minimum or very less. So this is very less compared to the magnitude of incident plane wave, and that which is equal to 1. So this is our Bohr approximation condition. So this is our approximation. What we have approximated? We have approximated that UR is just like the EIKZ. Here from this figure you can say that whenever the plane wave incident on the target, after that whatever we get as a function UR, that is just like plane wave, and that's why nearly equal to, not exactly equal to. So if you can differentiate it, that is very, so this is nothing but deviation changes is very minimum, very less compared to the incident plane wave. Okay, and this mod of this is equal to 1. So you can say that this is our condition or criteria for broad approximation. So from this you can say UR minus EIKZ equal to something this. So in our Bohr approximation we have assumed that this part is very very less. If it is nearly equal to 0, then this equal to this. Okay, so very very, this part should be very minimum. It means this deviation you can say I represent by 1 upon 4 pi mod of E I K R minus R dash upon R minus R dash into UR dash delta dash is very 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 less. So in Bohr approximation we assume that scattering is very minimum, and when it is minimum then even this scattered wave behave just like the plane wave. It means it is this, and from this you can write this condition is very very less. Then you can say then this part must be very very small compared to 1, you can say. So this is our approximation. Here if you want to solve this is our approximation. Here what I have assumed, you can assume UR dash. I told you that UR is nothing but nearly equal to EIKZ because of this approximation. So here I can say that UR dash is nothing but EIKZ dash. In our approximation method, we have definitely assumed that here the scattering is very very minimum, and in that case if it is minimum, scattering is minimum, this is almost very very less than 1. So in that case our scattered wave UR is equal to EIKZ, then UR dash is equal to EIKZ dash. What is Z dash? Z dash means this is our Z direction. Suppose this is our scattered wave, this is your theta, then this part is nothing but R cos theta. The component of this in this Z direction will be R cos theta. So in our case it is E I K Z dash means it is R dash cos theta dash, isn't it? So this is scattered wave. So quantum component of this scattered wave in z direction is nothing but, if it is r, this is theta, then this will be r cos theta. So, but here for r dash it is r dash cos theta. Okay, so here this is our Born condition, you can say. So in that ur dash is nothing but eik z dash from this, because it is approximately equal, and then z dash is equal to nothing but r dash cos theta dash. Okay. Now one more thing is that d tau dash. D tau dash, that is a volume. Volume. Now here, if the potential is spherical one, this potential is spherical one, and then spherical potential you represent in terms of generally in r theta phi. You do not represent in x, y, z. You represent in the r theta phi. When you represent r theta phi, then the volume d tau dash, how can you represent? It is r dash square dr dash sin theta dash d theta dash d phi dash. This is the volume in terms of r theta phi or r dash theta dash phi dash. How can you write this? You see, just try to understand it. Suppose you are working in a xyz coordinate. In that case, volume is nothing but dx, dy, dz, isn't it? When you are working with xyz coordinate, then dx into dy into dz, that is the volume. But if you are representing in terms of r theta phi, dx is nothing but dr, isn't it? Dy is nothing but r d theta. And when dz, nothing but r sin theta d phi. So in that term, d tau is equal to r into r, that is r square, dr sin theta d theta and d phi. So if you have written dash dash dash, d tau dash r dash square dr dash sin theta dash d theta dash d phi dash. So from this analogy, you can write d tau dash in this manner. So now in this Born approximation condition, you substitute ur dash is equal to eik z. So you can write like this: d tau volume in r theta phi, you can write in this way, because just I explained you in terms of dx dy dz, it is the volume. But in case of r theta phi, dr means dx means dr, dy means not only d theta but it is r d theta, dz is not d phi but it is r sin theta d phi, and this r and r sin theta, it is called the, in geometrical units, these are the scale factors, and that is required. So here these are the conversion formula, and from this you can write d tau is equal to r square dr sin theta d theta d phi. In the same way, in case of dash, d tau dash is equal to, you have substituted r dash square dr square sin theta dash d theta dash d phi dash, isn't it? So now you have to substitute this value over here. Okay, now we will substitute over here. Just try to understand it. It's mathematically easy. So now the Born approximation condition you write by 1 upon 4 pi. Okay, e I k r minus r dash upon r minus r dash into u r dash. This is u r dash, that is nothing but this, that is equal to e I k r dash cos theta dash into d term means this. It is r dash square dr dash sin theta dash d theta dash e phi dash, isn't it? And this is mod. Mod means magnitude, its value should be very, very less than 1. So using this formula, you have substituted over here d term, and now this is the condition. This is Born condition, you can say. Now, you know, just I rub out this figure, but in that figure you can say that, let me see, this is the incident plane wave, this is the target, okay, this is target. Now here at the target point, the scattering UR is maximum. This is maximum. So here at this target means at the r is equal to 0. At the r is equal to 0, at this point, not at a large distance, but at the target means at the r is equal to 0. Because here I just draw the figure. This is r dash. Okay. Now instead of this point, if you consider r is not very far, but r at this target, so at the target the scattering is maximum. So even at that point also, this condition should satisfy. So at the point, at the target, r is 0, even at that point also, this condition should satisfy. So if r is 0 even, this should satisfy condition even at point r is equal to 0, where the scattering is maximum. As you go away from this r, means this target, the scattering decreases, but at this point scattering effect is maximum. So even at that point, this condition should satisfy. So here now consider r is equal to 0. You consider r at this point, r is equal to 0. Now your expression 1 by 4 pi magnitude Eik r dash upon r dash. Why? Because now I consider r equal to 0. So r equal to 0. So Eik r dash upon r dash into u r dash Eik r dash cos theta dash into r dash square dr dash sin theta dash d theta dash d phi dash, and it should be very, very less. So what I am saying that the wave function means function ur at the target should satisfy this condition. And that's why I am interested in the deviation or variation at r point 0. So I will consider r 0 over here. So now this is my new formula. Okay. Now you see, you have considered this r theta phi. Actually I have forgotten, but there must be integral sign over here, isn't it? So integration is there. So now I have to find out the integration. So 1 upon 4 pi integral. But now in r theta phi terms, r theta phi means r means distance. So integration should vary from 0 to infinity. And for that it is Eik r dash upon r dash into u r dash into r dash square dr dash dr dash integral. Now r term we have considered. Now theta term. Theta terms means it is a scattering angle, maximum scattering angle. Suppose the particle is incident in this direction. Now it gets scattered, suppose in this direction or this direction or this direction, or at the most it can go backward. So scattering angle can vary from this angle to this angle. Means it can change from 0 to 180 only, means 0 to pi. So integral for theta is 0 to pi. So for r it could be infinity, but theta maximum range is from 0 to pi, and that is equal to e I k r dash cos theta dash into sin theta into d theta, and okay dash into integral 0 d phi. Now phi angle can change from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so now that scattering angle can change from 0 to 2 pi, complete circle. So it is 0 to 2 pi, and this must be less than 1. So to solve this, we are considering some approximation, and in that approximation I said that the deflection or variation in this function is very minimum. So if it is minimum, then it should satisfy this condition. Now again I am solving this, and I will come to some expression. So here this is 0 to 2 pi angle d phi. So if you get integration of this, it is nothing but 2 pi only. Okay, so now it is, since integration of this term is 2 pi, so 2 pi it is upon 4 pi. Okay, mod integral 0 to infinity e I k r dash upon r dash into u r dash square dr dash, and integral 0 to pi e I k r dash cos theta dash into sin theta dash d theta dash, isn't it? And this must be 1. So Born approximation is valid if this term is very less than 1. Okay. So now we have to solve this. Term. You see, now this is cos theta dash. So I write cos theta dash is equal to t, suppose. And I differentiate it, then minus sin theta dash into d theta dash is equal to dt. It means sin theta dash into d theta dash is equal to minus dt. Okay. So now so I replace cos theta dash with t. Differentiate it, minus sin theta dash d theta dash is equal to dt. Okay. And so I change the sign minus over here, so it is like this. So now first I will try to solve this part only. That part we will try to solve it. So let us solve it. 0 to pi e I k r dash into cos dimension is t, so it is t, into sin theta dash d theta dash means it is minus dt. So it is a minus dt, but minus means I will take minus over here. So it is dt. Okay, this is the expression I have to solve, and then I have to substitute it over here. What is this? Minus integration of this e raised to ix or e raised to I theta. Integral of e raised to I theta is nothing but e I theta upon theta. Sorry, upon I. Okay. So here, sorry, e I theta well, let me write e raised to I theta t suppose. So in general it is I theta t upon I theta. Okay, this is the integration of this. So from this formula we can say that it is a minus e I k r dash t upon I k r dash, isn't it? Any problem? No problem. Okay, so from this formula you can indicate over here. Now you have to substitute range, whatever range there, it is our range 0 to pi, but in case here you have changed from theta to t. Okay, so whenever theta tends to 0, t tends to 1, and when theta tends to pi, because theta changed from 0 to pi, at that time t tends to minus 1. So here, if you change this, then this should be plus 1 to minus 1. You have to change the limit also. When you change this, theta replaced by t, in that case this limit will change from 1 to minus 1. So considering this limit, it is 1 and it is minus 1, and that is minus, okay, and I substitute t over here, minus 1. So e minus I k r dash minus, replace t with this one. So e I k r dash upon I k r dash, isn't it? From this, insert this minus inside. So minus this plus. So e I k r dash minus e raised to minus I k r dash upon I k r dash, isn't it? It is very elementary integration. Okay, so here whatever limit is there, suppose a to b, it will be limit from a to b. So from this standard formula, you apply over here. Now instead of 0 to pi, I have changed limit from 1 to minus 1, and you just indicated it. Substitute value minus 1 over here, first term, this one, this second term. Now take the negative sign inside, so this will be plus, it is like this. So it is very elementary mathematics. Probably you might be knowing this. So now this integral is replaced by this. So now just I cancel it and substitute this by this solution. So it is, now it is 2, so it is pi cancel out, it will be simply 1/2 integral 0 to infinity e I k r dash upon r dash into u r dash square dr dash into this integral I replace by this, because that I have solved over here. I have found this formula. Solution, this is the solution of this integral. So I replace it by e raised to I k r dash minus e raised to minus I k r dash upon I k r dash, isn't it? And this modular must be less than 1. So since it is mod, so no problem, you can cancel it out, ignore it. Okay, k you can take out, so it is 1 upon 2k. It is 1 upon k I have taken outside. Now one more thing, this is r dash and this r dash square, so one r dash will cancel out, so it is simply r dash only. So mod 0 to infinity e raised to I k r dash upon r dash into u r dash. Now it is simply r dash only because square I have cancelled with this. Okay, now let me write down once more. I k minus e raised to minus I k r dash. Okay, and this less than 1. Now one more thing, u is the potential, and you see u is equal to nothing but 2 pi by h cross square, 2 pi v. I'm not sure it is 2 pi v h cross square 2m, sorry, not 2 pi but 2mv by h cross square. Yes. It is u is nothing but it is 2mv by h cross square. So here u r is equal to 2mv upon h cross square. So you replace this u by 2mv by h cross square, isn't it? Okay, so now if I replace ur dash by 2mvr by h cross square. In early expression, just try to recall it. U is nothing but 2mv by h cross square. So I have replaced it. So now solve it. Be outside. So this 2 and 2 will be cancelled out. Okay. M you can take it outside upon h cross k. So m over here, h cross k over here, 2 cancel, 0 to infinity, e raised to, this is eikr dash, If you multiply these two, so it is 2ikr dash, isn't it? 2ikr dash, isn't it? And yes, we have to write down vr dash, sorry, so it is vr dash, and this is dr dash. I should write it down. It should be dr dash. I have forgotten to write this dr dash over here, so it is dr dash. Now if you multiply this with this, eikr dash e raised to minus ikr dash, so it will cancel out simply. Okay, and so if you multiply this, it will cancel out, but remaining term will be there, that is vr dash and dr dash, isn't it? And that is equal to 1. But it is m upon h cross square upon k. Okay, 0 to infinity, e raised to 2ikr this term. So here you can take vr dr dash outside, so it is minus 1 and vr dash dr dash is less than 1. Okay, so now just by elementary mathematics. This very simple mathematics, and in that, if you simplify it, you will get this result. So this is the Born approximation criteria, you can say. So if you assume that the scattering effect is very minimum, in that case this condition should satisfy. So if this condition is satisfied, then you can apply the Born approximation method. Isn't it? What I am saying that, suppose I have come to this problem or this formula. What this suggests? This suggests that if in your problem this is very less compared to 1, it means Born approximation is valid. So if your problem satisfies this condition, then and then you can say that Born approximation is valid. If in your problem, if this condition not satisfied, then Born approximation not valid. Okay, so this is the validity condition. Validity condition, you can say. This is nothing but just I am rewriting it. I am rewriting m upon h cross square integral 0 to infinity e to I k r dash minus 1 v r dash dr dash. This is the validity condition. If this is valid, then and then Born approximation is applied. This condition should be satisfied first. Okay? And sometime you can hear now no need to write dash. So you ignore this prime. Whatever r dash, vr dash, dr dash, you ignore that indices. You forget about this. Then your condition will be m upon h cross k 0 to infinity e raised to 2I kr minus 1 vr dr. This is the validity condition. Validity condition for Born approximation. This is the validity condition. So from this condition you can say what is V? That is potential. So from this you can say that if in your problem suppose potential is very less, if this is less, then this term will be definitely less than this. So then it is okay. So Born approximation is valid in case of this potential is very low, or in case of weak potential. You can say weak potential. So Born approximation is valid for the weak potential. If the potential is weak, suppose this is your target and potential due to this target V is very less. In that case, scattering is minimum. That is one thing. Second thing, that in case the incident particles are highly energetic, high energy particles are there, then even if there is a large potential, but if the energy incident particle has high energy, then also deflection will be minimum. So Born approximation is valid for the weak potential or high energy incident particles. So if your incident particle are highly energetic, then also deflection will be minimum or scattering is minimum, or the target potential is minimum, in that case also the scattering is minimum. So if in this case or in this case, this satisfy the Born condition, validity condition. Okay, so now, so this is about the validity of Born approximation. So this condition says that if this is satisfied, then and then you can consider apply for the Born approximation. And another way you can say that if the potential is weak or energy of the particle, incident particle is very large, in both the cases scattering will be minimum. In that case, this condition will be satisfied, and this is the validity of Born approximation. Now, in the next lecture, we will take one particular case, and for that particular case, what is the validity condition? This is general condition. This is general condition. But now, in the next lecture, I will try to explain you or take one particular condition of a square well potential. See, in case suppose your potential is not spherical one, but square well potential. So in that particular potential, you substitute that potential over here and try to derive, and you will get some condition. So if that condition is satisfied, then you can apply the Born approximation method. Okay, so that we will discuss later on. Thank you.